Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Trellens.
Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here with CUBroadcast. Welcome to our coverage of the 2025 Trellens EDGE conference here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're back in Vegas, by golly.
Such a fun place.
I think we're here like 3 or 4 or 5 times a year.
Definitely.
So many conferences here. But anyway, we're very happy and honored to be back at EDGE this year. And in the Studio Lounge, we have Rise Analytics Client Ambassador Amanda Emery. Amanda, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Better now that you're here.
Awesome.
So we get to kick off our coverage.
We do.
Of this great conference. And so how are you liking things so far? I know we're just kind of kicking off.
You know, did you see the robot drummers?
I heard about it.
So cool. Like, that was fantastic.
Oh, really?
What a great kickoff.
Okay.
Well, yeah, some great conversations so far yesterday. And
any expectations?
Yeah, no, I mean, my favorite part of working with credit unions is the collaboration.
Yeah.
Just getting different people together who have their own lens of what their credit union strategy is, but may not really know what others are doing. And that idea sharing just helps everyone to innovate, to have new thoughts of, how to go about things.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's really why I'm here.
Yeah, it helps you guys do your job better so the credit unions can do their job better.
Yes.
So yes, a very wonderful cycle, I think. So
Absolutely.
For sure. So the topic at hand here is how Rise Analytics can help with mergers, there's a lot of those, and acquisitions, and expansion to new regions with its platform flexibility. So what's the standout strength of Rise Analytics platform in your opinion, Amanda?
Sure. Yeah, so I mean, we all know the industry is expected to shrink due to mergers and acquisitions.
A lot of that going on, yes.
In the next few years. So what we really want to position ourselves as is a platform that can help a credit union make that a lot easier. Over the years, Trellens, now Rise Analytics, have helped credit unions with core conversions and other ways that different data needs to come together. And really, a merger is not that much different. It's just a different set of members, a different set of products, a different set of branches. And so I've worked with several credit unions already to segment out reports to show this is credit union A's membership base, this is credit union B's membership base. How are they changing over time?
Okay.
Are they assimilating? Yeah. Are they, becoming, the same type of membership? And if not, is that okay? What do we want to do? So really, we just want to ensure that the industry remains strong in all of this change. Mergers are a huge endeavor, a lot of work.
A little bit.
So us supplementing some of that effort is really the goal.
Well, I like kind of how, I get maybe the silver lining to all of this is like products like and services like you guys are refining that merger acquisition process, right? So it isn't as intimidating as it once was.
Exactly.
So you guys are doing a great job in that area, obviously. So what about for credit unions who don't necessarily see themselves merging or acquiring other credit unions? What about those folks?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, there are a lot of other initiatives or changes like a merger. You're bringing in a new product. You're opening up a new branch. Our platform now has a model for new member acquisition. So if you are to expand or have an expansion strategy, where would you do it?
Yeah.
What do those members look like?
Yeah.
Are they like your members? Would they have an opportunity for growth in that area with you? So it's not just, those who are merging. It's anyone who really has a strategy to bring something new in and who doesn't, right?
Exactly.
So the flexibility of our platform allows you to bring in any data you want, and either we can build something on top of it for you if you want us to take the time to do it, or we can help you do it. And that's what I spend most of my time doing. I meet with many credit unions every week to talk about what their goals are, what they need when they are looking at their data, what their data strategy is. And data democratization is really becoming the norm in the credit union space. It used to be, there's a BI team that looks at these reports and that's it, and they're their reports, in a little box. And now anyone, a teller, a branch manager, a loan officer, can have our portal up and showing them what the members need. Gotcha. and giving them access to that data. So it goes well beyond just the merger use case, but we know there's so many of them that we really want to.
Well, there's a lot of use cases here, obviously, a lot of versatility here for sure. And then And there's yet another data term that we need to get used to is data democratization. So
Yes.
yeah, another one for the books here. But yeah, it's all good. So next question for you here, Amanda. So how else can this flexibility that you were just talking about help credit unions? What other areas?
Yeah, so we see a lot of credit unions getting more creative with what their data can do. We try to get you 80% of the way there, right? These are the reports that most credit unions will want to see.
Yep.
But we configure all of that with you along in the process. That is my primary job when a customer is onboarding, is to take them through, okay, well, you see a member this way. We define a member as this standard. How do we get you to see the reports where you want them to go? Some of the more interesting use cases, we've had credit unions bring in their marketing expenditure data in tandem with our account growth reports. And the reason they wanted to do that is they were trying some digital marketing strategies, trying a campaign with a local baseball team. This is a credit union out of California. And they wanted to see, which one is more effective?
Yeah.
How should we spend our time? And so they brought in the dollars they spent on each of those campaigns and then compared it to the growth that they were expecting to achieve with the products they were targeting to see, which is more effective and what should we spend our time on. So many, the opportunities are endless, bringing in call center data, bringing in unstructured notes. That's a lot of the things that we're looking forward to working on in the future is how can, a language model read all of that and spit out information for you.
Well, as you're talking, I'm thinking about this kind of measures the effectiveness of an effort, if you will, where no matter what you're doing. So that's a huge feather in the cap of a credit union because they can see what's not working and what's working and focus their resources in the proper areas, right? So they're not wasting time, wasting money, that type of stuff, right? And
kind of circling back to the merger strategy, that is what I hear most commonly is there was a good reason to acquire the credit union you're acquiring or merge, if you're kind of combining resources. But you don't really know until you get to that point how it's going to affect the membership base, how it's going to affect your strategy. There are ways we can get data before the merger happens and bring it in to give you some analysis. We are working with a credit union who wants to do that. Sometimes it's hard to get the data beforehand, but it's all about, being smarter about the actions that are taken once you have the data in your hands. And we have people, myself, I have 11 years of credit union experience. We have a team of strategic consultants who the five of us combined have over 90 years of credit union experience.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of scary to think about that. But we're all here along the way to just talk about what all of that data means and what you're seeing as you go forward.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you guys are doing some great work in this area, obviously, and there's lots of demand for it right now.
Yes.
As you guys well know. So good stuff. All right, Amanda, well, anything else here to add before I let you go to the rest of the show today?
No, just, come see me. I'll be walking around. I'll be at the demo stations if anyone, would like to talk through this.
Right
and looking forward to the rest of the conference.
Yeah. Good deal. All right. Well, thank you for your time and your insights, and keep up the good work there at now Rise Analytics.
Yes, exciting
a Trellance
stuff.
company, as they're saying.
It is.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Amanda. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Trellance.
A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's present CEO, Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.